Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we made a return to the Johto region, and we captured all of the legendary Pokemon to be found there, which was an experience, we'll just say that. And this time, we are going to be continuing onwards with our quest in the Kanto region. However, we have a couple of these medicines burning a hole in our pocket, and I think we'll use them on some of our Pokemon. I think I will use both HP ups on Feraligatr, and we also have 4 PP ups. I'd like to use 2 of those on Electabuzz' Thunderbolt, which I think would be a good use of them, and I will use the other 2 on Espeon's Psychic, because Psychic only has 10 power points, and I think we could use a little more. Alright, now that we've gotten that out of the way, it is time to head south. Just pointing out, you're going to want a Pokemon with Cut for this route. So this route is split into 2 halves, and I think we will explore the eastern half first, because it's the less interesting of the 2. As you can see, this is where Diglett's cave comes out, and if we head right on up here, we have a Carbos. Very, very good. Heading further south, there is something pretty interesting for players that are familiar with Fire Red and Leaf Green. This guy. Hi, wow, I'm glad to see you. You're the first visitor I've had in a long time. I'm super happy. Let me give you a little present. And he will give us a nugget. Very cool. That's a nugget. I can't give you any nuggets of wisdom, so that'll have to do. Many people speculate that this character actually appeared in Fire Red and Leaf Green as the Spelunker on the 3rd island in the Serebii Islands. I'm not sure if that was actually ever confirmed, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Are you David? I work as Professor Oak's aide. I had no idea you were out here. Professor Oak's lab's nearby in Pallet Town. Ah, the references. The very, very good references. Anyway, right down here is an elixir. Very, very cool. Now, the elephant in the room, which is a phrase that I feel like I'm using a lot more recently, is the the western half of the route, which is right over here. This is what most players are familiar with as Viridian Forest. However, Viridian Forest itself no longer exists in Generation 2, unfortunately. It's kind of disappointing that this is how it went, but unfortunately, there was no room on the cart for the actual dungeon of Viridian Forest. So, just gonna have to go with it. Right here we have a fruit-bearing tree with a poison cure berry, which is very nice, and there's also, as you might imagine, quite a few hidden items around here, and I'd like to see if I can track down them all. Alright, we have a full heal right there, which is very good. Heading right over here, I believe this is a max potion? Yes, this is a max potion. And if we head over this way, I believe one of these trees has a hidden item on it? Yes, there is a max ether right there. Alright, I believe there is another hidden item that we are missing. Let's see if we can find it. The list provided by the interwebs that I have pulled up next to me isn't the most specific list in the world, I guess we'll say. Alright, so we have the Dire Hit, we have the full heal, we have the max ether, we have the max potion, we have the poison cure berry, we need, I think we still need a revive. There it is. There's a revive right there, and I believe there's only one item left. It says top left tree of the 2nd cluster. Is that this? Yes, there is a full restore. Very nice. I think that is everything, so we are now free to move on. Yep, that is all of Viridian Forest. Kinda disappointing, but I understand that it was definitely cartridge limitations, and that is even further proven by the remake, because Viridian Forest actually appears in full in the remake, with trainers and everything, which is really, really cool. Anyway, right here, we of course have trainers on this route, although not too terribly many, and it's kind of interesting. I don't think there were any trainers in this section of the route in Generations 1 or 3. And I think in Generation 4, both of the trainers on this route actually got moved into Viridian Forest, and they also added a few trainers. Kind of interesting stuff. No good, he says, and yeah, we're still fighting trainers that are really not all too terribly strong considering our status in the game, which is unfortunate, but I guess them's the ropes at this point. Alright, next trainer is Bugcatcher Rob. Sends out a Beedrill, and it is level 32. This Let's Play is coming to a close very, very quickly, so you guys are going to be seeing a noticeable difficulty spike very, very soon right here. All of the regular trainers in Kanto are no big deal, but some of the endgame bosses, oh boy, they are going to be an interesting experience. Next up we have Butterfree, and also should mention Crobat hits level 50, which means everyone on the team is now level 50. Very cool. We are missing one member who had to sit out in the PC because we needed our Pokemon with Cut, but we should be able to go and get them back very, very soon. And with that, that is every last trainer on Route 2. Yeah, we're like, what, 7 minutes into this video, and we're completely done with Route 2. It's crazy. Route 2, Viridian City to Pewter City. And indeed, down here is Viridian City. Welcome to Viridian City, the gateway to Indigo Plateau. Very interesting. Hey kid, I just had a double shot of espresso and I am wired! I need to talk to someone, so you'll have to do. I might not look like much now, but I was an expert at catching Pokemon. Do you believe me? Yeah, sure. Good, good. Yes, I was something out of the ordinary, let me tell you. Oh, I like that guy. I really, really do. Viridian City Pokemon Gym leader? The rest of the text is illegible. Interesting. Very interesting. Head right on over here and we have this dude. This gym didn't have a leader until recently. A young man from PALLET became the leader, but he's off and away. This is true. If we head on inside the gym, it is A, the world of Legos, and B, completely empty. Now what does the statue say? Viridian City Pokemon Gym. No information about the leader there either. Definitely very, very curious. Anyway, right over here we have this sign, Viridian City, the eternally green paradise. I always love the little slogans that cities in these games get. Anyhow, surf over this way. We have this guy. Yawn, I must have dozed off in the sun. I had this dream about a drowsy eating my dream. Weird, huh? Oh, what's this? Where did this TM come from? This is spooky. Here, you can have this TM, and we get TM42. Probably one of the last TMs we're going to be getting in the series, actually. It contains Dream Eater. Dream Eater is basically a very, very powerful version of, like, Leech Life, stuff like that, except it only works while the opponent is asleep, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, I'm going to make a pit stop in the Pokemon Center real quick. Alright, now that we've done that, we do have a Carbos in our inventory, and I think I'll just use that on Crobat immediately. Very good. Heading over this way, we of course have the shop. Every single town has one, so we might as well check out what their inventory is, and it's actually pretty good considering some of the other shops we've seen. I'm also going to sell that nugget we just got because why wouldn't I? Let's be honest here. Anyway, that is absolutely everything in Viridian City except for something very interesting. This is the Trainer House, the club for top trainer battles. If we head on inside, welcome to Trainer House, the newest and most happening place in Viridian. We're open to trainers only. You can battle against the best of the best right downstairs. Interesting stuff. Now, what does this notebook say? What's this? A strategy memo? This writing looks like Onyx tracks. It's completely illegible. I actually never knew that line was there before, that's funny. Anyway, there's a PC in here that you can use. Practice battles are held in the training hall downstairs. Skilled trainers are invited to participate. Now what does this one say? There are no rules or regulations for practice matches. Just like in field battles, anything goes. Interesting stuff. head down here, and we have something very cool. Hi, welcome to our training hall. You may battle a trainer once per day. Cal is your opponent today. Would you like to battle? Sure thing. Please go right through. You may begin right away. And we will head down here. I traveled out here just so I could battle you. And we have an interesting little battle here against someone who looks exactly like us. This is Pokemon Trainer Cal. He is opening up with a Meganium level 50 with the moves Poison Powder, Synthesis, Body Slam, and Light Screen. The Trainer House is a really interesting feature. It allows you to battle a trainer once per day, as they said, and the opponent will always be the last person you used Mystery Gift to communicate with. If you have not used this feature at all, the opponent is Cal right here, who is the default. He has level 50 versions of all of the Johto starter Pokemon. Now, interestingly, he also has a couple of unused teams of the second stages of the Johto starters and the first stages that just never appear in the game, so it's considered among the community that it was probably intended to have this feature available much earlier in the adventure, and Cal would get stronger as you progressed if you didn't use Mystery Gift with other people. But obviously, that feature didn't actually make the cut, and this is where it appears. Now, Pokemon you see in the Trainer House will be counted as seen towards your Pokedex, so right here, I believe will be the only time we will ever see Typhlosion in the entire Let's Play, and it will be registered in the Pokedex, which is really, really neat. So you can sort of communicate with your friends for Mystery Gift to get scene entries on Pokemon you otherwise wouldn't be able to encounter, which is really neat. Anyway, next up is Typhlosion level 50 with the moves Ember, Quick Attack, Swift, and Flame Wheel. Pretty standard stuff, no real surprises here, it's just a Typhlosion. And I gotta say, pretty much the main reason I picked Feraligatr for this Let's Play was because it was my first Pokemon ever. But, I consider Typhlosion to be extremely solid, and, nowadays when I play through Johto-based games, it's about 50-50 whether I pick Feraligatr or Typhlosion. Speaking of Feraligatr, A, ours got to level 53, and B, he is about to send out one of his own. One of his own. I know how to speak words sometimes. This Feraligatr is level 50 with the moves Bite, Scary Face, Slash, and Screech. Yes, it has no water-type moves on it, and actually, Typhlosion is the only one of Cal's Pokemon that even has a damaging type move of its type. That was a really bad way of wording it. Basically, Typhlosion has a damaging fire-type move, but neither Meganium nor Feraligatr have damaging grass or water moves, respectively. There we go, that's a better way to say it. Anyway, down he goes. I lost. Darn. I'm pretty sure all of his text is basically just copied over to all of the other trainers you can fight using Mystery Gift. Pretty interesting stuff. But yes, this is a decent way to train, and you can come back and battle Cal as many times as you want, just once a day. So yeah, keep that in mind, it's pretty fun. Now, with that out of the way, there is one weird route right around this area. That sign before said this was the gateway to Indigo Plateau, and that is correct. This right here is Route 22. There are no items, no trainers, and no new Pokemon for us to go over here. So, why does it exist? Because of this. Pokemon League Victory Road entrance. This is another entrance to Victory Road. Now, before we go in there, I want to mention something very interesting about this route that is only true in the remake. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, this was the location where it was revealed that the rival from this game, who in our save file is named Silver, is in fact the son of Team Rocket boss Giovanni. This fact was only mentioned in the Japanese version of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and it was an event-exclusive event where you would see this dialogue, but this fact was also very strongly hinted at in the aftergame of Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is really, really cool. So even though this route doesn't seem interesting on its surface, it's got some interesting lore behind it. Anyway, heading right through here, as you can see, the guard who used to be standing here at the Pokemon League reception gate is now gone, which means right down here is Route 26. So yes, coming at this area from Route 22 actually opens up this little entrance right here. Very interesting. Not exactly useful at the moment, but it will become useful very, very soon in the future. Now, with that out of the way, we are actually done with Viridian City, which means it is time to head down south. Now, prepare your ears, because this will be very nostalgic for those of you who are very big fans of Generation 1. I love this song so much. Like, I really do. And right here we have Bitterberry, which is the only item on this route. This is Route 1, the very first route that trainers ever explored in the series of Pokemon. If trainers meet, the first thing to do is battle. Now, I feel really bad for new trainers that come through this area nowadays, because there's actually actual legitimate trainers who would destroy anyone who came through here with a level 5 starter. So, yeah, feel bad for them, because they're not all as strong as we are. Anyway, this guy is going to use a Jinx. Now you see it, and now you don't, because it is very, very weak to bite. Next up is an Electabuzz, which is an interesting choice. A choice I very much approve of. And as you can see, that's what Electabuzz is supposed to look like. A lot paler than ours, wouldn't you say? Anyway, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Let's just mash this thing with an Earthquake. I mean, we used our PP-ups on this move quite a while ago, and I want to take advantage of that extra firepower that we have. Get our experience for that. And last up is Magmar, which aside from the odd egg, we still cannot obtain. Yeah, we're like probably about 4 episodes away from the end of this series, and we still cannot obtain this Pokemon. Can you believe that? Like, why? I don't know. Anyway, with that, Schoolboy Danny was defeated. Oh, I've got a losing record. Well, I mean, you're still a young kid. Heading right on through this way. Repel's effect wore off, because I had a repel up for exploring Route 22. Now, one thing that's also worth noting about this route that I haven't pointed out up to this point, but it's a pretty major issue with the entire Kanto region. The wild Pokemon levels are pretty much unchanged from Generation 1, so you are going to be seeing like level 2, 3, and 4 wild Pokemon on this route. I understand why they did this from like a universe standpoint, but from a gameplay standpoint, it's really frustrating. Like, those wild Pokemon that you fought in Victory Road like 20 episodes ago, that's pretty much the strongest wild Pokemon ever get in this game, with one minor exception. Which is strange, because like there's a whole third of the game after that, and the Pokemon that you can find in the wild just are not strong. Which is really frustrating for grinding for levels this late in the adventure. Even now, I would consider the best time to grind for levels, like the best place to do it, to be just rematching the Elite Four, who do not get any stronger in this game, by the way. I believe that feature was only added in Fire Red and Leaf Green onwards, and only appears in a couple of games, and not all of them. So, like, I don't really understand just why they did that. I kind of understand that it's like, this is an early point in the series, so there was some strange decisions, but still. Of course. What I wanted to do was read this sign, Route 1, Pallet Town to Viridian City. And indeed, right down this way, we have Pallet Town, with that very, very nostalgic tune. Anyway, right over here, Red's house. Very interesting. Head on in here and we have Red's mother. Hi. Red's been away for a long time. He hasn't called either, so I have no idea where he is or what he's been doing. They say that no word is proof that he's doing fine, but I do worry about him. Curious indeed. Head on up here, and this room should look very, very familiar to those of you who watched my yellow Let's Play. For those of you who didn't, I am going to leave it ambiguous. David played the N64. Better get going, no time to lose. Indeed, and right over here, It looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. Interesting indeed. Nothing to be examined about the bed. It's a TV. Of course it is a TV. Now what does he have on the shelf? Pokemon magazines, Pokemon Pal, Pokemon Handbook, Pokemon Graph. Everyone has the same books in this universe. It's very, very strange. Right over here, we have Blue's house. Now, fun fact about this house in the remake, Red's house had red carpet in it, but Blue's house has green carpet in it. That is because in the Japanese version, Blue's name is green because the first two games in that region were red version and green version, and they just didn't change it for the localizations. Hi, my kid brother is the gym leader in Viridian City. Aha, so the gym leader in Viridian is Blue. Very, very curious. But he goes out of town so often it causes problems for the trainers. Now, it's worth noting, Daisy right here will give one of your Pokemon a free grooming between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. once per day. This is similar to the Haircut Brothers in Goldenrod City, and it increases your Pokemon's happiness, which is really neat. Pallet Town, a tranquil setting of peace and purity. Now, please tell me you say something funny. Technology is incredible! You can now trade Pokemon across time like email. Oh, I love this guy. There's always a guy who touts a new feature in Pokemon games in one of the starting towns. Oak Pokemon Research Lab. We've met Professor Oak in the past. Very, very long ago in the past, but here is his actual place of residence. Ah, David, it's good of you to come all this way to Kanto. What do you think of the trainers out here? Pretty tough, huh? Do you guys want to tell him? Ah, you're collecting Kanto gym badges. I imagine that it's hard, but the experience is sure to help you. Come see me when you get them all. I'll have a gift for you. Keep trying hard, David. How's your Pokedex coming? Let's see. Current Pokedex completion level, 205 seen, 33 owned. You're getting good at this, but you have a long way to go. Yep, you don't have to use Oak's PC anymore to get your Pokedex rated. You can actually just fly here and have him rate it for you. Your choice on which one you want to go. If you're in the area, I hope you come visit again. Now, what did these say? The save option is on the menu. Use it in a timely manner. Indeed. Press start to open the menu. Very cool. And with that, believe it or not, that is absolutely everything for us in Pallet Town right now. Also, it's worth noting, if you fly to Pallet Town, since there is no Pokemon Center, it will deposit you in front of Red's house like so. Hello, lady. The walking around AI in these games is always really funny for when I start episodes like this. Or, in this case, end them, because this past episode of Pokemon Crystal, we explored south of Pewter City, all the way down here to Pallet Town. We checked out a couple of interesting things, but we didn't do anything too major, I don't think. But next time on Pokemon Crystal, we're going to be heading even further south, because we have a new Pokemon to introduce, a new town to visit, and a gym leader to battle. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.